Good morning, everybody. It looks like we got a small group, so I'm going to turn it over to Kristen for Box Brownie.
Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. This morning we're going to be talking about Box Brownie, which is a tool that you can use to do a lot of visual, video, or photo enhancement. It's just something to keep in your toolbox if you need it. For some of your listings and things like that. Just a quick reminder before we get started, you are able to see our entire 2-week training blitz here in our calendar. If you just click the button here on Town Central, it's going to take you directly over to our training calendar. You can see all of the different classes that are available. Go ahead and click the join button to join the classroom at any time. You can see the entire schedule on the next button. You are welcome to join any of these classes at any time. If you see something that says it's for admins, it's actually for our admin staff. We'll be doing some training with them as well. So you'll want to choose everything that does not have for admins unless you're one of my admins, and I would love to see you in those classes. All right, let's get started on Box Brownie. Box Brownie is not on our main quick links tool on Town Central. It's actually under this button here called quick links. This quick links area contains all of the tools that we have available. This section over here on Town Central is just our most popular tools. I'm going to go ahead and click quick links. And you'll see the big BB for Box Brownie. I'm going to go ahead and click into that. This is one of those SSOs or single sign-ons. It means you do not need a username or password in order to sign on to Box Brownie. All you have to do is click the button and it'll automatically take you through to your account. Just for the sake of time, I've already logged in today. This is the screen that it would take you to. If this is the first time you have ever logged into Box Brownie, you do have a free trial and some free editing tools that you can use. So you'll get 1 free day to dusk photo, and then there's 3 free image enhancements for real estate in your account. This is just to give Box Brownie a try, and they are more than happy to do a job for you, and they want you to like their services. So they've gone ahead and given us some free images for you to be able to try them out. You'll see some other free things come in here from time to time, usually after we give a training or maybe at the beginning of the new year. They'll give us some more free images just so that it just refreshes your memory on Box Brownie and allows you to use them. So Box Brownie does a lot of different things for imaging. We're going to talk about residential real estate today, but do know that it is available for commercial real estate, and they also do some very high-end renders, which would be great for new homes. So if those of you who might be working with builders or those who may need to put something together for maybe kind of a one-off new construction, this render might give you that leg up with that builder if you're looking to get into that market. So for residential real estate, this is what it does here. We're going to talk today about image enhancement, those dated dusks, virtual staging, item removal, some floor plans, some renovations, and some residential renders. Probably the biggest thing that they do on Box Brownie is the image enhancement. So we've seen this happen before where you might get a photo that's on a bad day, or it just might be overly cloudy. Maybe it was a photo that a client supplied if you've listed something in the winter and they have a beautiful photo from the spring where they want to show all the different flowers that are available. And you just want to give it that little extra pop. They do an image enhancement. I'm just going to go through a bunch of these examples that they have here, and you can see. I also want you just notice the pricing on here. They're actually showing the actual prices to change from the before to after on here as well. So they do exteriors, but they also do interiors. So if you do have a dark room, they are able to do some brightening on it. This one definitely pertains to our area with the waterfront photos. Brightening up maybe a dark kitchen that doesn't have a lot of light. Again, with the bathrooms, notice that they've also done an extra step here, which we're going to talk about in just a second, which is the item removal. Notice that they have a camera in this one, and they have actually taken the camera out here. So if your photographer has even given you something with a camera in it, you are able to just send it to them, and they're able to do a quick item removal for you if you would like. Again, nice, just a refresh on that room, just brightening everything up a little bit. And again, just doing a nice little brighten on those homes. If you do any kind of image enhancement where it actually changes the photo or the house in a very exaggerated way, Try not to, number one. And number two, make sure that you maybe disclaim at the bottom of the photo that the photo has either been enhanced or has been changed just for purposes of making sure that we're compliant with RAIN and the consumer as well. So that's their image enhancement. They also do something called Day to Dusk. You have, again, if you have not logged into your account, you do have a free Day to Dusk in there. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of these in the MLS system from agents using them. They're a great way just to show off a house if you really want to make it pop. The Day to Dusk is actually only $4 for them to do. And you can see they're adding different sunsets, things that are taken at different times of day. This is great, of course, for winter scenes. We don't have to worry about this quite as much, but we do have some clouds that certainly look like this over the winter. Again, just making it pop, giving it a slightly different screen or sky. Be careful about greening up the grass. This grass actually completely existed, so they're going to be okay, but we certainly don't want to green up something that does not exist. So in this case, it did exist and we're okay. We see this a lot, those pool shots that just come in and it looks like either the pool's empty or the pool hasn't been used in a long time. These Day to Dusk shots are great because it actually gives the pool a little bit more depth just for marketing purposes. And here's one that's just fairly simple. This was just taking a great little patio and just adding some of those exterior lights that were turned on, just giving some highlights to the back of the rooms here, adding that little fire to the fire pit. Of course, this is virtually enhanced, so you'll want to put virtual staging on here just to disclaim before you put it in the MLS. But what an impact that this makes. The difference between this photo, which is a great photo and perfectly fine, to something like this, which really sells the lifestyle. So another big product that they have is virtual staging. And again, we're going to look at the pricing on here as well. It's only $24 to do some of these photos. This is great if you have an empty house that's just not showing well, and you just need to give people a visual of what it might look like. Virtually staged homes do get more hits and they do sell faster than other homes that do not, just because people have a visual and they can imagine what it would be like to live there. So you can see this one, they added some photos, they've added some furniture in here. You'll notice as we go along, though, this is kind of a modern traditional, but you'll see in here that they have lots and lots and lots of different styles to choose from. So this is certainly something that was a little bit more urban. All of this is added, all of this is staged, and they do a fantastic job at it. Again, this is a little bit more urban. They have traditional, they have coastal, which is great for our area, modern, urban. Here's that nice kind of coastal feel on here. They can also do bedroom furniture, which is great to be able to show depth and size. They do outdoor patio furniture. Again, there's that bedroom. It's very difficult to see what kind of size this bedroom is on here without having some kind of visual. It really does show the depth and reach of that room. And again, here's another bedroom. And you'll notice that, again, all that furniture was very, very different. They also do item removal. So I showed you the picture already of the photo that was in the glass, the camera that was in the glass. This comes in handy when you have a client who maybe didn't quite get the decluttering before your photographer got there, and you need to take things out. Also great if somebody forgot to take the trash can away from the garage and nobody noticed it until all the photos came back. So here's a nice empty garage, just to show that depth of the garage. In here, we've just removed the cars from out front of a new construction. I know we've all seen this where somebody maybe forgot to take one thing out of the bathroom. We've seen that poof that was just hanging here, that one bottle of shampoo that somebody forgot in the corner and it just didn't get noticed. This is a great way to do it. And again, it's only $4 to $8 depending on the complexity, but it certainly does make a big impact to get some of those objects out of those rooms that were not intended to be there. Just kind of cleaning up somebody's mess. We've actually used something like this before where somebody actually had a nude photo hanging on the wall, and they were able to go ahead and take that out and clean that up, and we were able to go ahead and put that into the MLS. And again, here's another cleaned up kitchen. This is probably one of the top ones we see is probably kitchens and bathrooms and forgetting to remove the garbage bins from out front. And here's one where they just went ahead and removed the furniture that was in here. And I think they did this just to make the room look a little bit bigger. It actually has a great impact. I think they did a great job with it. We've been seeing more and more of this as people certainly shop online. They're getting more visual. They kind of want to be able to see and touch and feel how furniture might sit into a home without actually visiting it. This has become more popular, especially during COVID times. And just as people have gotten used to now doing a lot more home shopping online without actually going to a home. Their full color renderings from floor plans start at only $32. We have actually used this on the new home side. They have a great visual impact. They have a couple of different views. This one is considered an overhead, but they also have a slightly tilted view that is also better for certain homes. They can do a floor plan redraw from either floor plans, or they can actually do it from a hand drawing if you have one, and they'll get close. Don't forget to disclaim this if you're going to do this, that the dimensions may not be 100% accurate on there. There is an official disclaimer for that. Here's one that's a mess that they actually managed to clean up into a nice floor plan on here. There's that overhead view again that shows 2-car garage. We actually use this in new homes to be able to show that we could actually fit 2 SUVs in a particular garage for a builder that we were selling. And we wanted that visual impact. For somebody to see this, they would say, okay, how big is that garage really? People who are not in the industry actually do have a hard time reading floor plans like this sometimes. But if you give them something like this and you can show the pictures instead of 2 cars, for us, we used 2 SUVs because the garage was oversized. It really does have that visual impact of, wow, I can actually fit 2 full-size SUVs in this garage. They can do different stories as well. So if you want to do first floor and second floor, they have that available. They actually did this from this kind of drawing. And again, this came in at only $32 for that black and white drawing that they did. And again, there's that furniture placement. Now, you can actually choose when you go through here, you've seen lots of different floors, you've seen lots of different furniture, you've seen lots of different design. This is part of the process for them, is that they will actually go through and you can choose the design and the decor that you would like in here to match the listing or the area. Here's something that's certainly more complex. And here's a good example. Here's that 3-car garage. That pool has a lot more visual impact here. You're also noticing that there's another garage on the other side. You may not notice some of these rooms on something like this, but this certainly has an impact to show how somebody could use that home. The other thing they do is something called a virtual renovation. We've seen this happen before where you might have an older home that you're listing. Maybe it's a nice 1950s brick rancher. We have a lot of them here. And you just want to show, hey, this is what the home could look like if you renovated it. This is what it could be if you painted the walls and painted this without actually doing it. Again, you have to disclaim on these photos what you're doing and that it has been a visually enhanced photo, that it's not this particular room. But this certainly does have a great impact, especially if somebody is moving out. We've seen this before with estates where they're just not going to do any work on the home. But you want to see what the potential is when you're actually trying to sell this home. This is great. All they did really was change the paint and add some furniture in here, and it changes the room dramatically. Again, same thing. This is just to show what it would look like for this particular one if it actually had a pool back here. And again, we have to say artist rendering, we have to say for illustrative purposes only. Whatever disclaimer we do, we have to make sure that if it does not exist for whatever reason, we have this disclaimed on those photos just to make sure we're okay. We've seen this before in some of our luxury homes where they have done something, some kind of room that was very, very different. Sometimes we see this with home theaters. It's just a way to show here's what the room could look like if you repurposed it for something else. And again, here's something with an alternate closet. This was finishing out, obviously, a new construction. And again, this was adding furniture, taking out this particular wall, which hopefully was non-load bearing. This was adding a pool. And this was changing this entire space, which looks like it might be an urban loft, into an actual home and what that might look like. So just remember that all of these things are just in your toolbox. Just keep them in the back of your head that these are available for you when you go on a listing presentation to say, I will do this for you. Or maybe you have a client that just wants a little something extra. They might give you some photos. Maybe you just want to provide that little extra service and you need to take out that item, or you want to do a little virtual staging. This is a perfect tool and it's very, very affordable. So I'm going to go back to our dashboard for Box Brownie. And again, do not forget to look to see if you have any of the free items in here, but it's really, really easy to start a job for them. It's going to ask you what you want to do. So in this case, we have image enhancements, data dusk, our virtual staging, floor plan redraws. Again, they're just going to go ahead and give you all the prices on here. Here's a couple of other products we did not talk about, just because we don't use them as much, which are background removals. These are definitely more for product type marketing more than they are for home marketing. We do have aerial editing in here. So if we have an aerial photo from a photographer, they can, as you've seen here, just black and white out everything that's on the left and the right, just to bring your eye down to that actual home. They do a 360 virtual tour from photos, so they can do a stitch of a virtual photo. They do a 360 image enhancement. So if they actually were to do a room, they could actually do that same enhancement that they've done on the regular photos, maybe remove an item or something like that into a 360 image. They do 360 virtual staging. So again, if you have a bunch of stitched photos or you have some video, that they can actually do some staging on that as well. 360 item removals. They have some portrait retouching, some copywriting, some general editing. And the one thing we didn't talk about today was the rendering. Remember, I said that that was going to be for something more like new construction. And again, if you're working with a builder, but it's very, very, very affordable. For $280, they're doing full renders from your PDFs or from your CAD files if they have them available from your builder. These are all renderings. None of this is real on here. A great way to make a really great visual impact and be able to present maybe to somebody who's looking to build or to list with you for a new construction that's that will be coming, that you can certainly do this kind of marketing for them. Again, all of this is rendered. None of this is real. To start a job, just go ahead and click on it. I'm just going to go ahead and do an image enhancement today. And it's going to ask us what we want to do. So it's going to ask us to choose an image enhancement type. So do we want to do this HDR bracketed image? And I'll explain that real quick. If you have been in a room before and you've tried to take a picture of the outside, this happens a lot with water. You'll know sometimes you'll get a really, really dark room and you'll get the water, or you'll get a really, really light room and you'll get all the water, or you'll get all the water. What they can do is they can take all of these different photos that you have, and they can stitch them together and use basically all the best parts of the photos to basically create the room and be able to give you the view that's actually outside of it. These do take a little bit longer for those HDR bracketed images, but it is available. You also, of course, just have this regular image enhancement single exposure shot, which is what we normally do here. So it's just going to go ahead and ask you to give it a title and then go ahead and upload your photos. Once you go ahead and upload or drag and drop your photos and hit next is where you'll go ahead and get into choosing all of your different things. What do you need enhanced? What do you need done specifically? It's going to ask you to just give them as many details as you can, and they will go ahead and turn that photo around for you. On typical projects like this, most of your image enhancements, things like your data dusk, your virtual staging, even some of the floor plan redraws and item removals, most of those are in the 24 to 48 hour turnaround time. They're very, very, very fast. There's no subscription to this. So we provide this as a service and have this single sign-on for you. You're welcome to use this at any time, but it's a one-off thing. You can do one photo through them. You can do 50 photos through them. They have unlimited changes, and I've taken advantage of this as well. If you don't like something, maybe you do a virtual staging for your client and they're like, you know, I'm just not feeling the traditional furniture. Can we go with a more coastal feel? If you just write them back on your job and say, can we switch from, you know, a dark hardwood floor to the white hardwood floor, the light hardwood floor, and can we go with more of a coastal theme? They will actually, they have a 100% guarantee on that. They will actually turn that around. We've done that before as well on new, we'll say on new homes, where we have gone in and done a particular design, an interior design for something. House wasn't moving as fast as we wanted to. We did a complete redo on it about, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks later, and they didn't consider it a new job. They actually went ahead and kept with their 100% guarantee on that for changes, and they swapped out the furniture for us and sent us a new image. They are really wonderful to work with. We're always happy to help you, of course, with Box Brownie, but they do have a great online system for chat. They are available 24/7. They also have great phone service and email service. One of the things that's nice about this system as well is that they don't retain any copyrights to these images. So while you have the copyrights from either your photographer or your owner, you've taken the image yourself. If when they send you back this edited image, there's nothing on it that says Box Brownie, there's no copyright on it, that you can have unlimited use on this. It's your photo. All they did was enhance it. So it is a great tool to have, and just to remember that it's there. It's there for you to use, and it's a good company to work with. I'm happy to take any questions about Box Brownie at this time, if anyone has any. Any questions? All right, no questions. All right, perfect.